Hello, it's Dr. Colleen Adams here. I'm going to talk with you today a little bit about early treatment and why your dentist might send you to the orthodontist for a check with your kids when your kids are maybe 6, 7, 8 years old, before they have all of their adult teeth in. That's a particularly common thing to have kids come when they're about 7 years old. That's when we would love to see them. So some of the parents don't really understand why they're here to see us when their children don't have all of their adult teeth in. So I thought I would just do a little information session on why we want to see kids early. Around the age of 7, so all the kids are different, but around the age of 7, their kids are going to start transitioning from a full primary dentition where all the baby teeth are present, and they're going to start losing those front teeth at the top and the bottom and getting brand new big permanent teeth in there. And that's the time when we can do a lot of analysis for them. So we want to see them right around there, and then as it progresses from age 7, around age 8, the central incisors, those big front two, and then the lateral incisors are also starting to come in usually. And sometimes there's a little bit of what we call transitional crowding there. So the jaw in that area, as those teeth are erupting, is growing. And so as we get a little bit older, around the age of 9 or 10, we're starting to hopefully see some more spaces in between those teeth. And these are the things that the orthodontist wants to check out and look for you. Okay, so yeah, the early treatment, when we're looking at kids to think about whether we should do early treatment or not, there's a bunch of things that we can look for. We are looking at the whole face and the pattern of the jaws, how the teeth are fitting together. We're looking to see, is there an issue with that's something where they're growing, and the growth that's going to happen over the next few years before they get the rest of their adult teeth in is going to change based on how their bite is sitting. So there's lots of things like that. And then there's issues where the teeth are just having trouble coming in because it's very crowded. So there's a number of different things that we can look at for these kids. I'll have some models here. I'm going to show you about some things that you might see in your own kids. So this one is looking at where the skeletal pattern is such that the upper jaw is ahead of the lower jaw significantly. So sometimes we want to correct that sort of thing. So early treatment for that is sometimes a good way to go to avoid trauma to those upper teeth and to have those jaws start growing a little bit more balanced way so that the teeth will fit together nicely. I'm going to take that one away and put the next one up. Other things that we look for specifically in younger kids are things called cross bites, where the upper teeth sit inside the lower teeth. That can cause wear on some of those upper teeth sometimes, and it can cause the gum to recede on some of the lower teeth. So again, we don't want to leave that in place for a long time. We want that situation to be resolved as quickly as possible so those teeth and gums stay really nice and healthy. And I think parents don't realize sometimes too that these teeth that are changing over at the front, they're actually they're changing over, but the rest of the adult teeth aren't going to come in sometimes for several years. Lots of kids don't get the rest of their adult teeth till they're 12 or 13 years old. So there's a large span of time there where things can change and a lot of growth happens in the face, and we want to make sure that we're on top of it. So just want to quickly flip through my notes here. Make sure that I've mentioned everything that I needed to tell you. Oh, that's the other thing that I did want to mention was that sometimes the orthodontist is going to say, you know what, everything is looking great. We're going to wait and see how the rest of the adult teeth come in. And sometimes the orthodontist is going to say, you know what, this child is going to need treatment, but we can do all that treatment in one go when the rest of the adult teeth are in. And so just because you come to the orthodontist early for an assessment does not mean that the orthodontist is necessarily going to say that they want to do something early for that child. They're going to really evaluate whether that early treatment is going to be valuable and useful. But it gives the orthodontist a great opportunity to make sure that there's nothing getting missed, that they're on top of all these new teeth coming in, and that they can give you the best outcome for that child's smile, and have every opportunity to help. So early assessment is a wonderful thing.